example, simulation, and you need to press this. So example, how to simulate. So you need to press simulation. Once you need to simulate, if you are already having all green, you don't simulate if you have so many error. Okay. So the problem is this send here. This is how I know I change the other computer so that there will be chances that it would fail on sending the data. But once the data is sent good, so meaning you could able to send it. Okay. Now we start the simulation, and this is how uh, add. Okay. I think we start. So this is how once it's checked, meaning it is not sending what it is cross, meaning it's not allowed to send. What is green, it's sent email. So this is how you simulate in the network packet tracer. Take note of the black, this one coming from here. Once nag-check, meaning the mail was sent to this side. But this takes like maybe to have this design, maybe after your computation, you will have maybe 1 hour to design your own. So that's why you need a lot of time in variable length subnet mask, because you need first to calculate. Once you don't know how to calculate, you could not just put any 192.192.168 dot anything. So hindi pwede na palagpat ka lang da butang. So once you not have the good calculation, you will not be able to design it properly. And all of this will be read if you're not able to design it. Now, we will try to have a new. Maybe we will have only small network lang para sa exercise. No. So, first, so let's say we have this one, your router, another router, and maybe one switch. We have and this computer. And switch. Now, how are we going to connect this? So we use connections, and use this fast Ethernet. Now, for your long distance example, from one subnetwork to another one, so you will have two routers. So meaning you have two bits. So for this, you will have to connect it with uh, so this one you need to attach network interface card. You need to attach a network interface card. Uh, so how do you attach a network interface card? So you press the router and you select network interface WIC1T. Can you see WIC1T on Pocket Tracer on the physical part? I think you cannot see it, so I'll just have
2T lang sa
may ara na that one. Okay, I have the entire screen. Maybe a different router will do. This one, have you seen it? So to insert it, you need to turn off. Turn off, then you insert, and that's it. You have uh, the internet card. This provides single port serial connection to remote sites. So if example you have outside your department, so you put WIC, yeah, this one. And also to have it communicate to the other one, so you need also to put here. I think you have similar or different. Okay, we have, so this one also. So take note, if you forgot to turn off, you cannot put the WIC1T and go. So we have already the this one, and what you need is to click serial DCE, this one serial, and this one serial. So you have the connection, but this is not yet finished. So what you need to do is to check your calculations. So if, for example, uh, first, now we're going to name our computer. Now let's say We have the information here. Please. So let's say we are going to put IT. Uh, uh, say Kamsi Gym. Connection of, let's say, how many? 100 plus, 100, say 140 people. And for your auditorium example, you have, let's say 90 people. And we have for the office, so we have 52 for the arts, or for the student, we have say 24. So these are the given scenario. Now, how are you going to compute? As we recall, if you have 140 people, you have pag 140. What is the thing that we need to do? If you have 140, so the calculation goes as, what would be the maximum value? Can we have 128? No. So we go to your block. Stop sharing. We go back to your share. Okay. We are going to have a 140 host. So where would we select? Wala man da, sir. So meaning, what's next for 140? What's next for 128?
156 256.
So 256. Ano ang power sa 256? So this is raised to the 0, 1, 2, 2, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 256. So we select now 2 raised to the 8. It's 256. And for the second one, auditorium. So pwede ang 90. So where we could put 90? Here. Di ba?
28, sir.
128 because 60 is not enough. 60 lang. So now I go back to the screen. Dito na tama answer. So this So that's your first answer for Kamsi Jim. You have 2 to the 8. And for the second one, you have 90. So you have 7. That is equal to 8, right? 3 na lang ko. Okay, how about Office 52 connection for the Office?
4, sir.
64, sir.
So you have,
2 to the power of 6, sir.
it's okay, correct? 6 is your 64. And you have a student. What's the capacity?
32.
32, correct. 32.
Power, sir.
5, sir.
Okay, so that's the first step, right? Now, since this is not enough, right? Hindi siya enough. So, this example is only for simulation. But if we're going to have a real network, we will add more switches because we have how many? 140, 90. So this only will have 24 connection. So in this case, the thing that what I did earlier is much better applicable. The first, the one that you see earlier na nagbutang ko another switch and another switch is one of the real connection we should have now. But since we are still uh, ongoing to improving, because how many scenario we have? 4. So meaning kung 4, we will have 4 switches. But on this example, let's say we will solve only for office and student hall so that it's a small case. Okay. Say we use office and this, but we will try to solve each. Okay. What would be the given? We have the host ID. So I will give the example. Let's say the host ID, first host ID is 192.168.1.0. This is your IP address of the network. And we have also uh, for your IT block, how are you going to calculate for your IT block? For the IT. So you have 140 hosts. Are you going to calculate? So again, what's the maximum network ID, we will have, go back to your notes, maximum ID. The maximum ID we have for Kamsi Gym example. So Kamsi Gym is 8. So maximum ID is, let's say, 32 minus 8. So what's the value? Have CIDR? CIDR 24. Now for the auditorium. So what's the capacity? We have maximum capacity is, we have 7. So we have
25.
So we have CIDR 25. Enter. Next, we have for your office connection, you have 2 minus
6, sir.
6. So you have how many?
26.
So you have 26, correct? You. Now for your student hall, so you have 32 minus
5.
5. So you have,
27.
correct? Thank you. 27. So we are identifying now our CIDR. Now, since we finished, what's next? After we know that these are the IDR. So what we're going to do, so we need to create our subnet. So for the first host, so we will start at what number? How many are the first host, Gani? How many we are going to accommodate? So 140. So what's the maximum number of hosts in the first? Maximum number is 256. But 256, pero 'di ba yung formula na 256 minus 2, you remember this formula is the same formula as your 2 to the n minus 2. So ang calculation na very important, decide your subnet mask. So this, sorry. This later we'll use this. Okay, so now we have this. Next item, we have next item, what's the value? So we start at 254 last. 256, 128 minus 2 was
126. 126.
126. Correct. Next, we have 64 minus 2. I-direct ko na lang sa formula equals
62.
62. Correct. Next, we have 32
30. 30.
minus 2 equals to 30.
Yun ba?
Oh, that is the... Okay. Now, we have already know that we could only have 1 to 54. And we know that we could only have 1 to 26. And on the next side, we know that we will only have, in the office, we have only few number of computer. So these are the number of computer that we can use, the number of hosts. Now, the implementation of this to IP addressing is different. Why? Because we will try to check for CAMSI Gym. We go back here. So we start now our subnet. Okay. So given the following IP address, so we could not use it. So definitely we'll start at 192.168.1. What start? So since that 0 will be used for your number, IP address number, and the last part would be used for your broadcast address. So ang magamit niyo lang is from 191 to Dinasta to 192
254.
to 168 2 ang atongging subtract gina amo ni sa
254.
correct 254 then amo lang na ang inyo na sa Camsi Gym. What is the subnet mask for this? These are your IP that you can use, the range, and the subnet mask. Subnet mask. Since we have what type of IP address?
Type C, sir.
What class? Class C, correct? So the subnet mask will be .0. Now we move to another. So what is the notation before we move? What is the notation? Sa calculation natin, anong dot? 24. But in Cisco class, you don't put this. It is automatically being placed by the computer if you put the IP address. So this is your subnet mask. And now we move to auditorium. So for auditorium, so what would be the next? How many hosts does the auditorium need? So you need 90. So since you did 90, so what would be the value that you will start? So we go to the next IP address, far from 90. So we go to the next that say 0. So we go to this one, 2, 192.168.2. Why we are using that too? Because we occupy already. Napuno na naton ang ano gani? We already occupy this, so you cannot anymore use that one because we finished already using that one. So the next digit would be on the other side. So that's why we have 168.2 because that one is already full. So we go now to that 2. So what is the value?
124, sir.
254, sir.
Ang sa babaw.
1, 2,
1,
6.
2, 6, sir.
Okay, so you base always your, hindi ka mo magpalagpat. You base your calculation always sa range sa babaw. Okay? Okay, next we have subnet mask. You will apply all formula here, and but it's more on application. So what's the subnet mask?
255.
255, that's it.
So the subnet mask is 225, sorry, 255 dot 255 dot 5 dot uh, ano, check your this one. Ano nisa? Ang cider nyo, CDR. CDR is 24. So you have ang 111 to bla. 11111.11111. So pila na ano na ang inyo subnet mask now? What is the subnet mask? Okay, this one. I will write this subnet mask niya. Okay? Kundi ano ni sa 8-bit plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus ano? Nga nag-0 na di 0. Kay ang given is 24. So muna. So how about this side? This is the given. So we have 25. So what's the subnet mask of the auditorium? 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus
1.
Answer.
ano? Remember, always sa subnet mask, you try to have your count from ano gani ang 1000? Ano ni sa decimal? 1, 2, 4, 8,
128.
16. Kulang. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16,
255.
32,
255. 255.
64, 128. Always take note of this. On the top, di ba? 128. So, tapos, take note, ang inyo di isang para ma-clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So take note 255, 255.255.255, and you have you count 1, 2, 8 plus 8 plus 24 plus 1, that is
25.
25. So convert this into binary. Convert this into binary. What's the result?
1.
So you have 1.
One, sir.
One,
Sir.
Okay,
1
1
to
to
8,
8. So
sir.
that's how we get 1 to 8. Okay. So always review your subnet mask and CDR. Okay, so we are finished. Now after this, you put 25 or CDR notation for your subnet mask. The same thing with your this one. Now I think it would be easier now to solve this. So what is the number on office? Since we are na-occupy na naton class ang 1 to 8, di ba? So after na-occupy ang 1 to 8, so what would be the next IP address that we could use?
3.1, 3, sir.
That three, sir.
No, ang ano anay, we need to fill in ang next, not na hindi ta pwede ka lumpat. Because still, ang 1 to 8, may ara pa bilin na 1 to 8 man. So, hindi ka need na magkanto sa 3 kung wala pa na allocate ang 256 sa 2. So, still 2, pero
1
uh,
to 7.
so since we're going to use the 2 IP address for your broadcast, and that would be uh, what number? So, let's say this, the IP address of the gym that we have is 192.168.1.0, and the IP address of the auditorium we have 192.168.2 dot 0. So now we have this 162. So what's the IP address of the next? So we have dot 2 dot 1
27, sir.
1 to 8 because wala pa nagamit ang 1 to 7. So it would be still under your starting address at your uh, reserve siya sa next. So 1 to 7 is allocated to the another IP address. So in any case, since we start at 1 to 8, broadcast address ang 1 to 7 because ano gani 0 to 1 to 7 is sa dre nasay na-occupy na nasa ang 1 to 7. So 0 to 1 to 7 is occupied already. Now we move to the IP address, network address. This is the network address for the office. And the number of IP addresses that can be used is 2 dot start at 129. How many? So we need 52. So ang ginghatag sa aton is about so we have uh, 64. So we try to have excess from 64. So you have 192.168.2 dot, so from 190. So in any case, you could select any from the numbers below. And subnet mask, now you know how to calculate subnet mask. So what is the subnet mask for this example? 255.255.255 dot, the subnet mask.
4-7.
What? What's the subnet mask? Okay, check.
192, sir.
192 nga, nag 192, sir. Because you try.
192 plus 64.
Yeah, correct. Because your office is Cedar 26, di ba? Amo niyo? Did you see Cedar 26? This one. So, if you have 26, so meaning you will add two more. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2. So you have 24 plus 2, 26. So you count from starting from the right, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 plus 1 to 8. So you have 192. Okay, so you will have here 192, and you have the as your
26.
26. Also, you will have here 24. You'll have here also 25. You will have here 26. Okay, so now we know the calculation, so we just move forward. Now we have to calculate for the student hall. So we have how many? What is left from the previous? 192.168.2 dot. So we already from din taga nag-fill from 190. So meaning the next values that we could use is
94.
193. Why 193, sir? Because you have seen this, di ba? And the last address of this is 191. That would be the broadcast address. And 192 would be your IP address, network address. So 192.168.2.192 would be your network number, and the things, the IP address that you could use is only 193 to how many we will use? Pila lang. Out of 24, so we will use only 32. So we will have until what number? So we have until 22.
4 224.
Okay, correct? So, but ang ato na magamit da is only until 222, because 224 is for your broadcast address. Because we use 193, so you need to have 32. So once you add 32, so you have a 225, di ba? So ang 1, you will use it for network address and for your network number. Now next, we have what's next? Your subnet mask. So what is the subnet mask?
225.225.224.
You have the subnet mask is,
224, sir.
so you have 224. Okay. So how do we get 224? From what? From 27.
128.32.
Any question on this? So now we know what are the IP numbers, so we will put it, example, to make it short, we'll have only office and student hall. Okay, so you put here, so IP address for student, we have 192. So let's say our gateway is 192. So let's say hindi talaga na pag-include ang CAMSI gym and auditorium. So we have to use ano lang, that two. Gamiton na lang ang auditorium na IP address para iyan na broadcast. Okay, so we're done. Now we name this as example student. Next, so we're done with student. Now we go to the second. Now we go here for office. So later we'll just put the gateway. So we will leave blank ang gateway. I'll just delete the gateway later. So you go to fast Ethernet and you have your office IP address. So the IP address of your office.
Okay.
And you have how much
invite mo.
office? You have 28. Mali. Na ako na. Naging 2 ulit. 255. Sakto nga naman. Salaan na ako na tayo. Because I put, okay, check. Nasalain. Maybe I misallocated. So, we'll check. We'll check this. I use it already. That's why.
IP conflict, sir. Na-conflict.
Because I use it already. I know. That's why. So, 192. 193. So, dapat the next IP address I will have is. I'll delete the previous domain. Okay, this one correct. 224. One two nine one. Say long gateway, and we name it office. Okay. So first IP address lang natin gamiton ang may use. 129. This one 193. So 193 correct. 129 as you notice you have the IP address. So 2129 is 26 correct. Office. And this one should be
Anong
27.
gateway? Ano, sir?
Later we will have the gateway. I will just have this as your gateway. And also we also try to have the connection on this side. Gamiton to na lang ang iba na IP address. So let's say PC2 is your CAMSI gym. Anubon kang calculation kung wala man nato nagamit. And we have Ethernet. So copy the first example. This one will gamiton ta. We have this correct and gym. Okay. Gym, and next we have this. You have auditorium, OD. And we have the internet. So auditorium from 192.168.2.1 Subnet Mask. That is your Subnet Mask. This is 128. Dire ko nagsala na. Ginbutan ko. Oh, it's going to be correct. Okay. So close. And now you see you have established the connection here already. But we need to have our gateway. Now for your gateway, so we're going to use 192.168 dot 0 dot 100. So we have this. Sorry, we off. Okay. So we have the router, pass Ethernet 0. Example, the router we will have 192 dot so that's your router. So using this, you will have to use this to this connection. This is your connection gateway. So you put the gateway, paste, static, okay, IP version 6, IP version 6. Okay, and you on. So what can you see? When you try to put the gateway, so nag-green, di ba? So meaning there is already a connection on this side. Once you see green, the same thing what you're going to do with this the other two. So so we'll have also to use this. Now, as you notice, we have this, but there's still no connection. Okay, so we have to make connection on this router. So we establish our gateway, turn on, and good. Yes. Now we have this one. So let's say your second router, we'll have it maybe 1, 2. So this IP address is not yet occupied, so still you can use, hopefully. So in order for us to communicate the router to our client, so we need to put uh, the gateway here, paste, and also to this paste. Okay. Now we have the connection. Now we'll try first. Now you see it's going to have the connection, but how we are going to communicate with this part? So we will have to put something on your serial connection. So let's say we used already see if what are still not used IP address. Okay, so 2 times 6 E1 dot 50 E128. It's overlap, so we need to have another. So ito pwede kakuha sa ano kay it's already full. So we can do now is to go to other value. So the maximum earlier we have is 224. So the thing that we need to use is 225 and also 226. So we try to use 226. Okay. But if this one is reserved, so subnet mask is 224, okay, I think, okay, you could use. And this one would be your, and yeah, and also adjust the time here, bitrate, and turn on. And since this one is already calibrated, this one is not yet, so serial, and you go to so for the another one, you have 168 dot check 2 dot 22. Did we use 225 or 226 earlier? Maybe 226. Okay. Nagamit na. So 2. So maybe we base our this side 225 or 2. We cannot use 2. Okay, so we try to avoid collision. Let's see, 226. Two seven talking lupang per the 226. So maybe I'll change greater values. Two 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 Let's say we have two, that, uh, 5, 6. Because 128, so other side, check this one, 192, 100, 192, 293. Okay, we'll just have followed the other side, maybe 150. 225, 227. Okay, maybe we change this one. Six. Two, 128. 2, 1. So, dapat hindi maglapo sa ito. Maybe this good. Okay. So, as you see, what have you noticed? So earlier, we cannot find the values because we cannot move to more than 128 since we have only on this side. So now it's green. So can we simulate this? So to simulate this, so what you're going to do, so you turn on the router, don't forget. So, and also to press this, also to press this. Now we have to simulate, and we click simulation, and to try simulate this, and also this, and we try this, and this to this, and maybe we try this to this. Also, we try this to. Okay, now we could try to